Welcome! It's the Mergy Movie Oscar Night Extravaganza!
So let's break out the champagne!
Champagne! Woo!
Ah! Oh crap!
Sam, you alright?
And here we go.
Alright, so let's get started because we have a lot to cover this night.
Okay, tonight we're going to discuss 7 of the 23 categories that were presented at the Oscars this year, as well as the movie playing this month and movies opening in theaters.
Yeah, so let's start out with our pick for this month, which was Forrest Gump. While he definitely lacks intelligence, Forrest Gump leads a truly charmed life as he travels across America looking for love and acceptance and spreading his unique wisdom to historical figures such as John Lennon, Richard Nixon, and much more. So, Fergie, what did you think of this movie?
Well, it's a really good movie.
Yes.
It's probably Tom Hanks' best performance of his career.
Yes, guaranteed.
The movie just kind of, it doesn't really have like a great like motion to it. Like, I mean, I don't know how to describe this, but most movies kind of have this perfectly laid out storyline. This one kind of just delightfully goes all over the place. It's got, him meeting all sorts of different people, living his life, this sort of weird life that he has, as sort of this really slow guy mentally who can run really fast.
Yeah.
He's one dumb son bitch, but he sure can run.
That is true.
But it is a really good, and his relationship with his best friend Jenny it's really touching at times, and it's also kind of it's a little frustrating at times with her and some of the choices she makes with her life.
Yeah.
It's a little frustrating with all the love and devotion he gives her, and a lot of times she doesn't return that, and but the ending kind of just brings it all together, and it turns out to be a really happy, well put together movie. Really good performances, a really good movie.
I also really did love. This is one of my favorite movies. Again, with the Forrest Gump is not the brightest person out there, but he just impacts people's lives throughout everything. And I think that's sort of a refreshing thing that you mentioned, that it isn't always, like, it's not put together, like, in front of another.
Yeah.
I like it that it's all meshed up together, and it brings in that loving, heartwarming feeling between Forrest Gump and his mother, Forrest Gump and Jenny, and Forrest Gump and Bubba. His buddy Bubba during the army. And I thought this movie was done really well. Tom Hanks, great performance, just an all-out great movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Whenever it's on TV, I always sit down and watch it. It is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah. So Mike, out of the Oscar movies, which one have you have picked?
Well, I did like Forrest Gump, like I said, for the, for all the heartwarming feeling and just overall funny movie, everything else. I did pick that. But I probably would have went with Silence of the Lambs, and then probably Crash after that.
Yeah.
But I love Silence of the Lambs. It is one of the only horror. It is like out of the few horror films that have been nominated for either Best Picture or nominated for anything. But it has actually won Silence of the Lambs, and that is a very impressive movie. Anthony Hopkins, unbelievable in that movie.
Yes, definitely.
Unbelievable. Same thing with I can't remember her name right now.
Gillian Anderson.
No. Jodie Foster. That was good prop guy.
Thank you, prop guy.
So anyway, yeah, Jodie Foster. Thank you.
Yeah.
Jodie Foster was also great in that movie
Yes.
as well. So which one did you pick?
I picked Crash.
Okay.
I did pick Crash. It is one of my favorite movies. It's just this rich, layered, complicated story.
Yes.
It's a really beautiful story.
A lot of big named actors in it
Well,
as well.
huge named actors, just a who's who run down the cast.
Exactly.
And it's just a really amazing movie. It's one of my favorite movies I've seen in the last probably 7-8 years. So.
Yeah, no, that was a really great movie. Now, as for Forrest Gump, I guess we can give it our rating schedule. What would you give Forrest Gump?
I give it about a 4.8.
4.8? I would give it a 5.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to combine those, make it a 9.8. out of 10 rating for us. So very good movie. If anybody has not seen it here tonight, they are in for a treat. It is an awesome movie. Tom Hanks is unbelievable in it.
So, we're going to discuss Best Animated Feature and Best Supporting Actress after this special Oscar clip.
Take it away.
And we're back. You know, at Mergy Movies, we won't always agree with who won the Oscar. We might agree, and with whoever we choose, the winner will get this guy.
The Moscar. So the nominees for Best Animated Feature were Bolt, Chris Williams, and Byron Howard.
Kung Fu Panda, John Stevenson and Mark Osborne. And Wall-E, Andrew Stanson.
Alright, and the Moscar goes to...
But first, the Oscar was won by Wall-E.
Yes, it was. The Oscar was won by Wall-E. And the winner of the Moscar Award goes to Wall-E!
Wall-E!
Right on. Okay, so let's talk about a little bit about Wall-E and the rest of the nominees. Now, I have seen all of them except Wall-E, but I've heard so much about Wall-E that is so great, and it just looks like it's, even though I heard there wasn't a lot of talking in the film, it just, there's a lot of language, like, I guess you could say body language, they're robots, but as best as you can to your ability.
Yeah.
So, but Bolt was a very good movie, and so was Kung Fu Panda. We did a review 2 months ago in regards to that. But Wall-E, I thought, just looked like a heartwarming movie, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. You've seen it?
I have seen it, and I think it is one of the best movies Disney has put out since the classic Disney movies.
Yes.
And you said there's not a whole lot of language. This movie doesn't need it.
Exactly.
It doesn't need the language. It just, I've never seen so much said with so few words. It's just a really, really awesome way they put these together. The robots emote so much emotion, and it's really incredible.
Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing that movie for sure. So let's move on to the next category, Fergie.
The next category we have is Best Actress in a Supporting Role. And the nominees are Amy Adams in Doubt, Penelope Cruz in Vicky Cristina Barcelona,
Viola Davis in Doubt, and Taraji P. Henson in The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, and Marissa Tomei in The Wrestler.
Now, the Oscar was won by Penelope Cruz for Vicky Cristina Barcelona. Our Moscar goes to Taraji P. Henson.
Alright, so Taraji P. Henson I thought was a very interesting character. Most of these movies that I have not seen in regards to this Oscar extravaganza, the problem is they're either in theaters or just haven't had time to recently see them. But from what I've seen from clips, watching things on the internet, and everything like that, it looks like between all of those nominees, Taraji P. Henson stands out to me because she's this mother to Benjamin Button, and she's just, when you realize Benjamin Button comes back later on, apparently during the movie, you've just missed her as much as you would miss your own mother. It's just she adapts her screen role in this. That it's just, she's a very loving and kind mother, and that definitely shows on screen.
And just, I picked her because I was really excited to see this movie.
Yeah.
She's the only one on this list from this movie.
Yes.
And she does give off that amazing motherly quality, even if you just see it in the ads or anything. She just gives this off, and it's just so much coming off of it.
Yes.
That she's just so incredible. And it was sort of a process of elimination, knocking off the other nominees.
Exactly.
It was.
You
know, we just started knocking them off, and it came down. Taraji P. Henson was the best person.
Exactly. That's how we decided, and like definitely one person that was on my list that was really not impressed with her role.
Yeah.
Would be Marissa Tomei in The Wrestler. She's supposed to play, a stripper with a heart of gold. Not like we've never seen that before.
Yeah.
And not just that, it's just she doesn't give off any of a vibe towards me. I don't think she really even deserved to be nominated. That's just me. I've actually sat and seen that movie, and I was not impressed, to say the least. So, I am glad with our decision that we made for Taraji P. Henson, and I guess we will move on. So, what we're going to do now is we'll talk about our Best Supporting Actor role and Best Actress when we come back right after this short Oscar clip.
I need some help.